Let the vengeance begin!
Howdy, Sudevil here, and welcome to another online multiplayer ladder match. In this match, I'm going to be taking the Dowie up against the Empire. For my lineup, I have on my front edge, I have Bugman's Rangers, and on the other edge, I have two more units of Bugman's Rangers. They're really good edge defense against Outriders, Pistoliers, Grenadiers, these types of things. And they can take a charge from Empire Cav quite well. They're just such a great unit. I really love these Rangers. And I also got two units of Slayers again for that edge defense against Cav. And just to make sure I'm going to be all right there. In my front line, I just have a simple units of Longbeards, four groups of Longbeards. And in my second line, I have 3 units of Longbeards with great weapons, chevroned up to 4 chevrons, and I have also the Grumbling Guard. For my Lord, I do have the Rune Lord on his mount, so that I can get that Locust of Power for the extra 15% magic resistance, and really that's to defend against the Balthasar Gelt and Double Witch Hammer build, or Witch Hunter build. And in my back, I have one group of Dwarf Warriors just as reserve to help defend my edges, to plug in wherever I need to plug them in, depending on how much cavalry they have. Now, for my opponent's army, he has 2 units of Hellstorm rocket batteries, and these are really neat artillery. I do quite like them. They're not going to be super effective because they don't have as much armor-piercing damage. I actually really think the Hellblaster volley gun is a pretty scary piece. He also has some handgunners. I think 3 units of those, 2. And in the back, he has some Outriders with grenade launchers. For his front line, he is a little bit light. He has some Spearmen with shields. And he does have some Swordsmen and 2 units of Great Swords and some Swordsmen on this side. For his leadership, he has Karl Franz on his flying mount. And he has a Warrior Priest, so an interesting build. We'll get this started. I don't have any artillery in my build, so I'm just going to have to rush up to him. He does have the hill advantage as well. I do want to get these Bugman Rangers onto his Outriders. He can't see them yet because, of course, they have stock, and I also want to bring around my Slayers on this side. And I'm going to get these Bugman's Rangers located, and I wanted to bring my Slayers to the edge, but he was moving, obviously, and I brought them way too far just so I can flank in there. We're taking some damage in the front line, which is fine. We're going to be able to tank that damage. I wanted to get engaged with his Outriders. His Outriders are going to do a lot of damage to my Bugman's Rangers, and then pull them back and draw them forward and replace them with the Slayers. He is going to see that, so they start to come forward, chase down my Bugman's Rangers, and my Slayers are on the way to do their business, and no. He does see that. He's going to back them off. These guys will do a lot of damage to Slayers, so I'm just going to try and keep pushing and get my Bugman's Rangers on them. I'm not too sure what that was. I just want to get my front line engaged to get these handgunners back. They are going to do a lot of damage to me. And I see that there's just swordsmen here, so I'm going to put my Rune Lord in there. There's great swords here. I got to watch, so I put the... I believe I put the Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Oh, there it is. On these great swords, just to get some damage in. I'm going to get my Grumbling Guard into the great swords at some point. I'm going to see that, and my Longbeards with great weapons in. I just want to place my... I wanted to get some really shots with my Bugman's Rangers. I will switch them up to these Hellstorm rocket battery. I have realized how far away I have my Slayers, and I'm going to bring them around. I'm trying to chase down his grenade launchers. I know my Bugman Rangers can do lots of damage. It becomes obvious I'm never going to catch them, so I just turn them in to get after these handgunners. He is going to do a lot of damage to these Slayers, but there's really... all I need to do is get in there, and even if lots of them die, they'll keep fighting because they're unbreakable, and they will be able to get into his handgunners, and my other Slayers are going to be able to get forward. Now I can just go to work on his Outriders. He can't reach me, I can reach him, and we're really going to do some good fast work on these Outriders because they just don't have shields, and they're already breaking. They don't have any armor, so As soon as I get done with them, I'm going to switch to these Outriders. I've finally switched my Bugman's Rangers onto his Hellstorm Rocket Battery. Once I get them off, I'm going to change to this Hellstorm Rocket Battery. I was going to bring my Slayers in to go after this Hellstorm Rocket Battery, but I saw that this one's breaking, and I do believe I switched them. Yeah, there we go. Just to do a rear charge. Oh no, I wanted to get Karl Franz. He's mucking around in my front line. I am having some units break a little bit, but my Bugman's Rangers are going to switch to these Hellstorms, and so I can afford to bring my Slayers in to go after Karl. These Bugman's Rangers have done a good job on the Outriders over here. My Slayers are still in the back line doing some work. I have most of this side wrapped up. I have done a decent job against these Greatswords. Karl is going to come on over here and try and take down my Rune Lord. There's honestly not a whole lot he can do. I mean, he's gonna get him, he's gonna hurt him, but I've already buckled his line. I've got these Bugman's Rangers now switched over to the Warrior Priest, and I'm rear charging into the line with my Slayers. I'm gonna see these handgunners coming back, and I'm gonna switch these Bugman's Rangers up to these handgunners just to make sure they don't get any shots in, and make sure they keep routing. I have shattered these two units here, and we'll get these guys routing again very, very quickly. And Karl Franz is just going back and forth trying to get everyone do as much damage as he can, but the battle's basically over now. I can start sending everyone after Karl. I'm sending my Bugman's Rangers after Karl as well, and there is the game. So, basic, you know, I could, like, the thing about Empire is they do have pretty good artillery, and I could bring artillery, but I just don't like it in this matchup. His greatswords are pretty strong, and you know, the artillery would be good at the greatswords coming in, but it's quite hard to defend a backline with when Empire has so many options. They can bring artillery, they can bring good cav, they can bring flyers, you know, so you can use artillery because dwarf cannons are a little bit better than Empire great cannons, but I just feel this is a better build. It's a stronger build. I have very good defense against the edges with 3 units that can really counter cav, with these Bugman's Rangers being able to counter Outriders and Pistoliers and these types of things, and the Slayers being able to counter the heavy cav with the Bugman's Rangers helping. And the front line, you don't really need hammers. Hammers would do good against greatswords, but they're just another target, so this keeps the general cost very low of the army. And these the Grumbling Guard and Longbeards will do just fine. And on the armor piercing side, you can see my Longbeards did fine, 4, 46, 37, 11, 37, and my armor piercing 9, 37, 27. My Slayer got 37 and 83. These are the guys that got into the handgunners, and you know, Bugman's Rangers, great, 37, 29, 43, and 32, and they almost all finished with full health. They're just such a great unit. Now, you know, he brought Spearmen, obviously, just to hold up the line. He chevroned them up because he knows they're not going to hold, clearly. He just wants to hold the line to let his Hellstorm rocket batteries go to work, and his Pistoliers and handgunners, and he just wants to beef in the back line. You know, and I brought, obviously, the Rune Lord to defend against the Double Witch Hunter Balthasar Gelt build, which is very, very effective. And, you know, he could have probably come after my Lord a little bit earlier, but, I mean, I'm surrounded by Longbeards with great weapons, and they're going to do a good job against Karl. So, really fun battle. Thanks Seven for the fight, and yeah, hope you found that interesting. Like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely comment. I love comments. Everyone who watches my channel knows I do. You know, your thoughts on the build and the Empire build as well, and just, you know, I love hearing kind of analysis too. I mean, a lot of you guys are so good at breaking down elements of a fight or concepts in the comments, which I always find interesting and learn from. So hope to hear from you down below. And with that said, have a good one.